Welcome back to the fields of Perthshire. Well, the potato fields of Perthshire to be exact. It's a little bit breezy, but you know what? We've had some rain. And the ground is wet. So here I am, back out on the fields, and it's a little bit bright today, but it's going to cloud over. We're expecting some more rain later on, so I'm going to give it maybe 3 hours, maybe 4 if the rain holds off, and I'm going to go through the roads within this potato field. So let's see what there is to be found. Well, it's taken me an eternity to get a decent signal, and even then I'm not convinced with this one. It's kind of all over the place. It could even be a great big bit of iron. There's a huge amount of iron in this side of the field. It's anywhere between sort of 73 and 90. It's well within the realms of bottle top territory. Well, it's a bit stony as well. Am I in or am I out? Still in the hole. I've really not got high hopes about this one, I'm afraid. But as you know, I always do a live dig on the first hole and I'll leave it in no matter what it is. Well, now it doesn't sound quite so bad. 86. Could be a deep tin can. Oh, getting out of breath. Right, are we close? Yes. I might actually have been digging in the wrong place. Right, I'm going to turn you off for a wee second, make this hole a little bit bigger. And there she is. It's a piece of copper. I was going to say copper pipe, but it's actually blank to each end. Oh, it's got a little hole in it as well, like it's hung from something at either end. Let's get Leslie's wee tool. Yep, definitely. It has a hole in each end. What is the purpose of that? I do not know. So if you know, then let me know in the comments below. But it's a start. Got myself a really weak, anywhere between 30 and 55. Just took the top off, as I often do, and produced this. And initially I thought, oh, it's a rivet or part of a rivet. However, could it be silver? Are they hallmarks? I'm really not sure on that one. Let me zoom you in a wee bit. You see what I mean? So I don't know. Could it be a bit of silver? A bit of a sort of, I don't know, maybe a watch chain or something like that, but I really don't know. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Maybe silver? That would be nice. This one. $76. Ah, and a stone straight away. And another stone. Not got high hopes, to be honest. Maybe a button. Maybe a bit of copper alloy. Definitely doesn't sound like a coin. But thankfully pretty shallow. And a clod shot, I think. Right, let's tuck the carrot in there. Ah, there it is right there, look. Well, I was right, it's copper, or maybe brass. It's a little bit of something. No idea. Let's put it down as farm machinery. The field, thankfully, is getting better. I'm further up the field. I'm closer to an old trackway that leads to a medieval fort. And I've got a 60-61, which is gold all day long. Well, it would be nice, wouldn't it? And that is not gold. That is maybe a bit of copper pipe. Lead pipe. Well, that's the target. And it is indeed a piece of lead pipe. Oh well. We've got an ear blowing signal. Listen to how loud that is. 82. Don't think it's a coin. Could be the dreaded aluminium. Nope, might actually be a great big lump of lead. Possibly. It is. It is. It's a great big bit of lead. Is it a thing or is it just some random bit? Let's give that a wee rub. Nope, I think it's just a random little piece of lead. Relatively shallow, which is why it gave off such an ear-blowing target, especially because of the size of it. But yeah, a bit of old lead. But I am virtually right on top of the trackway. You can see straight ahead of me. I don't know, well, I'm assuming you can see it, but maybe you can't, but it drops down. So I'm effectively just on the edge of the road. So we'll see if there's any more to be had. We could have a coin. A lovely 87 and very stony ground. Oh, that's better. Come on, be a big penny. Still in there. Second time lucky. Nope, not to be yet. Let's get the pinpointer, have a wee look. Right about there. Ah, look at that. So I dug in the wrong place, and the reason I didn't want to carry on where I was is because I didn't want to hit it with a spade. And I think, let's get you zoomed in a wee bit. Look at that. Do you see that there? That is a green edge. And I think, it's a bit stony, but I think that's going to be a coin. It's definitely looking round. It is. 100%. Not going to be able to get it out. Right, I'm going to need to enlarge the hole. I will get right back to you. Having just said that I was almost on the road, well, I think I pretty much now am on the road. And what do you know? What looks like a coin. Now I managed to get a little clod out in the hope that there is a very nice impression. And there isn't really, which surprises me. But let's tease this part over. It's a bit better. But it is definitely a coin. Now, is it going to be Gorgeous George? I think it might, you know. That looks like a head looking to the left hand side. Is it? Yes, it is. I'll give it a wee wash. It's a shame it's not in the best of condition. Just try and get out the wind a little bit. But it is 1 pence, and you can just make out George V. So he was on the throne from 1910 till 1936. You can just see his mustachioed face looking to the left. And on the back, we do have a date, so that's the main thing. 1916, 1916. So slap bang in the middle of the Great War. And it was just 1 year later that George V changes the family name from Saxe-Coburg-Gotha to the House of Windsor because of anti-German sentiment in the United Kingdom, seeing as we were technically at war with Germany. And the man who was in charge of Germany was Kaiser Wilhelm, and he was the cousin of George V. So he wanted as much as possible to distance his genetics from Germany as possible. 1916, talking about the Great War, 1916 was the year of the Battle of the Somme, which was the worst casualties ever suffered by the British Armed Forces in a day ever in history. On the opening day of the battle, something like 60,000 men were wounded or killed. I think about 20,000 of them died, and about 40,000 were seriously injured. And it was a complete and utter disaster. A campaign that lasted 5 or 6 months, which resulted in the death of 1 million people on both sides. And they managed to achieve a total gain of something like 6 or 7 miles, which is about 10 or 12 kilometres. So 1 million people died just to move the front line forward about 6 or 7 miles. Crazy. But it's a coin, and it's the first of the day. Hopefully more to come. This seems like quite a big target. I'm going to film it just in case it turns out to be something good. Well, so far big stones, but right, let's get that off. Maybe big iron, I think. Big bit of Perthshire, nope. It's the dreaded aluminium. Tin can. Coca-Cola, I would say. Well then folks, I'm going to leave it there. The rain is just about to start coming on. Skies are getting darker. But I am going to try and get back out again tonight. So I'm going to leave it there for the moment, but I'll stitch in another video because I haven't really done very much. I've probably only got 5 or 10 minutes of footage. So I'll come back out later. The rain should pass in a few hours, and then we'll see if there's anything else to be had. Welcome back to the potato fields of Perthshire. Well, this is going to be part 2 of the same day because I'm back out. The rain has passed. It lasted about 3 hours. Fingers crossed it's going to mean a few more deep targets to be had, and I'm back on exactly the same field as before. So let's see if we can find a few more items and make a little bit of a longer video. It's not taking long. We've got our first target. 59, give or take. But we've also got a second target, which is a 92-93. I think let's go with the button target first. The other target, I think, is either going to be a spendable, a bottle top, or a Georgian coin. Fingers crossed this one turns out to be something good. Well, it's proving elusive, whatever it is. Ah! We're out. We're out and we're in the clod, I think. See if we can get a wee clod shot. Ah, we can, and I think I can see it. Let's pick that up. What is that right there? Is that a stone or is that a metal object? If I can get it out. I can't get it out. I'm going to have to break it open. I hope that is the target. No, it's not. That's going to be a stone, isn't it? That is a stone. Oh good, it's still in there though. So I was in the right area, just the wrong target. Seems to be on the top somewhere. Not there. So somewhere in here. Nothing obvious so far. Nope. There we go. What is that? All that for a bit of aluminium. Isn't it? It is. Oh, I don't believe it. Junk. Right, let's hope we're better with the next target. Here is target number 2. 93. I don't think it's deep. Well, in fact, the ground's a bit hard anyway. Right, spade full. Well, we might have another clod shot for you. Maybe. Oh, round. Round, round, round. And that is a coin. Do we have an imprint? No, we don't. It's a bit soft. It's just fallen off, but we've got a coin. 100%. And it looks to me like it's Georgian. It does look Georgian. Right, I'll give it a wee rub. And then, yep, there's a head there, look. Oh, 100%. George the Third, I would say. But I will let it dry out and I'll get right back to you. I gave it some bendy thumb action. That is Britannia seated. You can just make it out on the back. And on the other side, you can see the letters Georgius. So it is indeed George the Third. So he was on the throne from 1760 to 1820. So I reckon it's probably going to be from around about 1800, looking at his bust. 1806, possibly even. But I think it's a halfpenny. And as I say, he ruled for 60 years, suffered terribly with mental health problems, which are probably linked to a disease called pyphoria. And he famously lost the Americas. The American colonies gained their independence whilst he was on the throne. No taxation without representation, and the Boston Tea Party. So always nice to get a little Georgian coin. Quite a lot of them come off this field, so who knows, maybe more to come. This one sounds too good to be true. It's either tin can or it's another coin. Dare I say the word silver. But I don't know. I've got my doubts. I think it's going to be the dreaded aluminium. I tell you what, it's actually, I've got a big thread attached to me. It's actually a threepence, I think. It is. It's cupronickel, copper nickel, and I think it's either going to be Elizabeth II or it's going to be her father, George VI, and it looks like George VI. Well, back-to-back coins virtually, because I only got that George coin just literally a few minutes ago. Literally a few minutes ago. These coins always go a funny brown colour in the soil. That's how you always know who they are or what they are. Plus they also have this unusual kind of hexagonal shape. This one has got the words Ind Imp at the end, so Emperor of India. So that tells me it's sometime before 1947. I think we might struggle to get a date off of this. I really don't want to wet it because it will just fall apart. Even worse, so I'll give it a wee gentle rub. Well, I'll tell you what, we could get a date. 1940 something. Yeah, can't quite see. Right, leave it with me for a wee second. I'll get back to you if I can get a date off it. Managed to clean it up just a little bit better. It is George VI. As I mentioned before, he's the Emperor of India, which started to be removed from coins 1947 or 48. And the date below is 1941. So 1941, what happened in 41? Right at the end of 41 was Pearl Harbor. Japan bombing Pearl Harbor in Hawaii. Is that Hawaii? Yeah, it was Hawaii. Which brought the US into the Second World War. And shortly thereafter, just a few days later, Germany and Italy declared war on America, which a lot of people don't realise. People think that that America, should I say, declared war on Germany and Italy, but it was the other way around. Bizarre. Anyway, George VI, so he ruled from 1936 when his elder brother, Edward VIII, abdicated to marry Wallis Simpson. He was actually the first British monarch. The first British monarch to visit America after you got your independence, which was 1777, thereabouts. And it took until 1939 before any of the monarchy in the UK could pluck up the courage to come and say hello. So he turned up in 1939. Brilliant. 3 pence in 1941. This would have probably bought you half a pint of ale. This was a pretty dodgy signal. It was a bit iron-toned. We've got ourselves another spoon handle, or the tip off of a fork or spoon or knife, a bit of cutlery anyway. The other side has got sort of iron incrustations on it. You can see it's also been bent, but that's where the shaft would have come off, and it probably would have been about that long, somewhere along those lines. But yeah, I think it's pewter, possibly, but who knows, because it's got this concretion stuck to it. But it's probably going to be a couple of 100 years old, maybe older, but still, it's a find. Okay, we got ourselves a wee sneaky little 62, 64, 62, 70. Small target, maybe a button, maybe a turner. It's a bit of an iron tone there as well, which it's good that it picked it out. 69 now. Could be a turner, could be a little Scottish copper 2 pence. There's something small and green, and that is not a turner. That is definitely going to be a button. A very, very small button. Still got the shank. Let's get Leslie's wee magical tool. There we go. I should also add, I'm hoping, sometime in the next few weeks, I'm hoping that I'm going to hit 30,000 subscribers, which would be incredible. And I'll have to commemorate the occasion with some sort of little giveaway. So don't miss out on that one. And I won't advertise it on the video, on the header of the video, so that the people who are most likely to benefit are the followers, the regular followers. So it'll be hidden somewhere within the video, so that people who just troll YouTube looking for prizes and giveaways don't track it down. So stay tuned for that. But that is definitely a tiny little button, probably off of a cufflink, going by the size of it, fairly worn on the loop, so it was in use for a while before it was lost. There's the very minorest of pattern still there, but if there was, it's long gone. But it's going to be probably, could be Georgian actually, 1700s, probably through to the beginning of the 1800s. So again, nice little find. Well, the rain is back on. It's coming in quite heavy. I've checked the Met Office, which is the weather forecast, and they say it's going to be on for 2 hours. So well done to them, because an hour ago it was supposed to be dry all day. This will be my last signal. And I tell you what, 86, 87, is it going to be a coin? And the reason this is going to be my last signal is because I am going to go home, because my camera is not watertight, waterproof, nor is my microphone. And I think it's not a coin, because what is that right there? That is long and metal. What is that? What on earth is that? Oh, it's half of a, what's the word I'm looking for? You know what I mean, isn't it? It's, use your words, John. Well, it's Hasco is the maker. What's the word I'm looking for? Not a wrench, I don't know. You know what I mean. It's a pair of grippers. So it's lost one of its handles. But it is an old farm-related relic. Right, let's get back home into the dry and have a quick look in the light box. Welcome back to the light box. And thankfully to dryness. I got absolutely soaked. The rain after about 10 minutes just came on torrential, and I had to squeeze between potato plants to get back to the car, which meant that all the leaves, all the water on the leaves all ended up on my legs, so I was completely and utterly soaked. But, well, not the most amazing of days. However, I got 3 coins, a potential bit of silver. You know, I'm not going to complain at that. So let's have a closer look at some of the better items. Oh, and if you can hear a panting noise in the background, it's not me, it's Dura the dog. So, we've got this little item here. Can't see any marks on it, but as I said, when I discovered it, I believe it's probably a pewter spoon handle or knife handle or ladle handle. Probably going to be Victorian or even Georgian, so probably sometime in the late 17 or into the 1800s. This was actually the first target that I found, which is very curious. So I think it's copper, but 2 holes at either end. It looks kind of crudely made. You can see it's got sort of cut marks on either end. And I don't know what that is. Some sort of weight, maybe for rabbit netting, if someone was hunting rabbits. I don't know about that one, so interesting, but let me know in the comments below. And then a few scrap pieces, just what you get all the time. Trust me, I got a lot more than that, but a couple of bits of lead, bit of lead water pipe, which could be, you know, 200, 300, 400 years old, potentially, when they didn't realise that the lead was actually killing them. And then a little bit of possibly roofing lead. So it could be any age, could be hundreds and hundreds of years old. So these are the better of the finds. A tiny, tiny little button. I mean, look how small that is. I would struggle to do that up, but probably off of a cufflink. And date-wise, probably going to be Georgian, sometime in the 1700s to the early 1800s. But nice little find, especially as it's still got the loop. And then the first of 3 coins. First coin was this one here, which is our good friend, Gorgeous George, George V. You can just see him looking to the left. Hasn't done very well, this coin. Not quite sure why, because most of the coins that come out of this field are normally in pretty good condition, but maybe it was just unlucky. It's a 1 penny. And there was a date on it. There we are, 1916. So middle of the Great War, the First World War. And as I say, the most common monarch that we find. Then we have coin number 2, which is a very nice George III. I think it's a halfpenny. You can see George's little portrait there, looking to the right hand side with his very large potato head. So that's going to be sometime between 1760 and 1820. Then the final coin was a threepence, a threepenny bit of George VI. You can just make him out. As I say, these never fare particularly well. They always go this brown colour in the soil here. And this one has the date of 1941, complete with 3 flowers on the back, which are called sea thrifts. And then lastly, this was this my second target? I think it was. Initially I thought it was a rivet, but I'm wondering if it could be silver. So it's difficult to see, but as you can see there are letters on there, or numbers or symbols, and yeah, it's an interesting wee thing. So I really don't know about that one, but is it silver? Is it not silver? Well, it's got a bit of weight to it, that's for sure. Didn't give out the best of signals though, but still, it was better than nothing. So, that's us. Another day on the fields of Perthshire. So, thank you all for watching. If you like what you see and you're not already subscribed, then please hit the button, give me a thumbs up, and hopefully I'll see you all again on the next dig. So take care, and thanks for watching.